The Great Pyramid of Giza is not only astonishing due to its size, but also because of its incredible precision. Built more than 2,500 years before Christ, this monumental structure stood at 146.6 meters tall and was composed of over 2.3 million stone blocks, each weighing between 2.5 and 15 tons. The total weight is estimated to be nearly 6 million tons, the equivalent of 16 Empire State Buildings combined. Yet the marvel goes beyond just mass and scale. Each side of the pyramid measures exactly 230.4 meters in length, with deviations of less than 5 centimeters between them. In other words, the ancient Egyptians executed geometrical calculations with near-perfect accuracy, without computers, digital compasses, or laser leveling tools. Using only ropes, wooden rods, and keen celestial observations, they accomplished what even modern engineers find difficult to replicate. So how did they do it? The secret of alignment, guided by the stars. To orient the pyramid accurately, ancient architects had to align each side perfectly with the cardinal directions: north, south, east, and west. Today, engineers use GPS and digital laser alignment systems. But the Egyptians only had the night sky. By studying the pole stars, particularly those in Ursa Minor and Ursa Major, they could track where stars rose and set throughout the year. From these points, they would draw a line directly in between, revealing true north. Some researchers propose that they built a semicircular artificial horizon to aid in their observations. When a star would rise and set across the structure, they marked the points and split the distance, producing a line aimed precisely north. The result? The Great Pyramid is aligned to within 1/20th of a degree of true north, an accomplishment few modern structures can claim. A perfect base, using water to find level. To construct a pyramid hundreds of feet tall, a perfectly flat base was essential. Even a small deviation at the base would translate to significant misalignment at the summit. But how did the Egyptians, with no machinery, level such an enormous surface? British engineer Dennis Stocks proposed that they used water, nature's most reliable leveling tool. The Egyptians likely dug trenches along the projected base of the pyramid and filled them with water. Any high or low points would be revealed, and they would chip the rock away until the water line was even. This is effectively a primitive version of a laser level, using nothing but gravity and simple tools. The result was a base so flat that it still boggles the minds of modern engineers. Low-tech tools, high precision. Once the base was leveled and aligned, the builders had to maintain that precision throughout the construction process. As new layers of stone were added, the structure had to stay level or risk collapse. To achieve this, the Egyptians used a simple but ingenious tool, the A-frame. Made from 2 wooden beams joined at the top, it suspended a plumb line. When placed on a surface, if the plumb line aligned with a pre-marked line, the surface was considered level. This was their version of a modern-day spirit level. Using this tool, builders could ensure that every new layer was even before stacking the next. They repeated this process, stone by stone, day after day, for over 23 years. Remarkably, it's estimated that a stone block was placed every 2 minutes to meet the construction timeline. Stone quarrying. Without iron. One of the biggest mysteries is how the Egyptians sourced over 2 million massive stones, and how they moved them. For the softer limestone, they quarried near Tura, close to modern-day Cairo. But they didn't have steel tools. Instead, they used copper chisels, which seemed illogical since copper is a soft metal. However, chemical analysis revealed that ancient Egyptian copper naturally contained small amounts of arsenic, which made it stronger. This accidental metallurgical advantage allowed them to cut limestone effectively. Workers used wooden mallets to strike copper chisels at angles, chipping off large fragments. Granite, however, was much harder. Found in Aswan and used for important features like the king's chamber, granite couldn't be cut with copper chisels. Instead, the Egyptians used copper saws without teeth, combined with quartz-rich sand as an abrasive. The sand embedded into the soft copper and did the actual cutting by grinding the granite slowly over time. While extremely slow, it could take up to 4 months to carve a single sarcophagus. This method was surprisingly effective. It was not speed that made the pyramids possible. It was perseverance and ingenuity.